My first impression of Alexander was that he was much older than me. In fact, he was 32, but I thought he was older. But when we started talking, I really liked him. He was extroverted and funny, and he had a very good sense of humor. He works for a TV station, and he told me a lot of good stories about his work. He was also interested in the same things as me, art and music, and we talked a lot about that. Physically, he wasn't really my type. It's hard to say why. He was tall and dark and very good looking, and he had a nice smile, but there just wasn't any chemistry between us. When I first saw Oliver, I thought he looked warm and friendly and more attractive than Alexander. He was tall with short blonde hair, and he had amazing blue eyes, kind of like the other Ryan Gosling. He was kind of shy and quiet at first, but when we started talking, he relaxed, and we thought we had a lot of things in common. We both liked books and movies. He was generous too. He wanted to pay for everything. I really enjoyed the evening. When it was time to go, he asked for my phone number and said he wanted to meet again. We walked out for the restaurant and went to look for a taxi. And then something happened, and I knew that it was impossible for me to go out with him. He said, finally, and took out a pack of cigarettes. Medicines made from plants. When early people tasted plants to test which ones were safe to eat, they also discovered plants that cured illness and fever. These plants were the first medicines. One of the oldest books about medicines made from plants were written in China more than 4,000 years ago. Most early medicines were made from parts of plants, like flowers. People ate the plant parts, or they made them into drinks. Sometimes they made plant parts into lotions to put on the body. Today, many people use medicines made from plants. For example, people use lotions made from aloe vera plants to make sore skin feel better. Vaccines today. Today, doctors and nurses inject vaccines. They use a needle to put the vaccine into a person's arm or another part of their body. The vaccine is a weak type of a virus or bacteria. When the vaccine is inside the body starts to make antibodies to attack the vaccine. Antibodies are substances in the blood that can kill viruses and bacteria. When the body has learned how to make the antibodies, it's ready to kill viruses or bacteria when they get inside the body. This prevents the person getting the disease in the future. Hospitals in the past. Today, some people go to hospital to get well when they are ill. In the past, some hospitals were so bad that they made ill people worse. For about 1000 years ago in Europe, monks and nuns cared for patients in hospitals. They weren't doctors and nurses, and they didn't cure the patients. They gave patients food and a bed, and they said prayers with them. The worst disease at that time was the plague. Monks and nuns cared for many patients who had the plague because the patients had to stay in the hospital until they died. The plague killed millions of people in Europe and in Asia.